We are live on YouTube also, so we can start.
Okay, fine. So, welcome everyone. It is really, amazing feeling to get everyone together. In fact, we never really get a chance, when all of us come together, except of course when we organize our. Just check on the audios again. There's some noise coming.
Okay,
So yeah,
try.
okay. So the only opportunity we get to come together is during our festivals that we organize in the summers. And it is now that we are getting an opportunity as a club, to get together. And just like everyone, I'm feeling really amazing to meet everyone and see everyone. Just a word about, the situation. I think never before has it happened, on this planet that everyone is at home. You may be wherever, you may be whoever, but we are all at home. And personally, I think, it's a time of transformation for humanity as a collective, and every individual is being challenged, and something is asking us to, look within. I think all of us as individuals are getting a chance to observe what's going on with our lives. We're getting a chance to reflect. We're getting a chance to ponder on how we've lived so far, where we are today, and getting a chance to rest and getting a chance to start afresh and start new, where we get rid of, a lot of clutter, a lot of extras in our life, and start something fresh and new with a new direction that is well thought out, where I have got in touch with my inner self, and I'm going in the direction that is in tune with what I really want to do with my life. So I think that's a huge opportunity for all of us on this planet, all of us as individuals, to realize what is really important, in our lives. And in that sense, I see this as a great opportunity. And whenever, like there's a crisis at such a large scale, I mean, we used to have like, floods in a particular country, or, earthquake in a particular country, or cyclone in a particular corner of some country, etc. But this is like global. And all this, whenever the crisis comes, it's asking us to perfect something inside of us. It is pointing at some imperfection that we are not looking at. So there are amazing signs from nature, from the divine, to asking us to align ourselves to a bigger truth, a greater truth that lies in all of us. So I think it's a great opportunity for all of us to realize that there is a interdependence amongst us humans, and that we start to look from a deeper self, that we are one, and we need to stand together and to work as teams, humanity as a team, and stop living, how we've been living so far, with divisions and greed and, all kind of this kind of ignorance. So that is my little, take on, the situation that is happening. And I'm really glad that we are coming together as a group, as a team, Temple Pilots. So coming to paragliding, flying, that unites us, that kind of brings us together. And I think that adventure is such an important, part of our lives. And I think only people who do adventure really realize that it is through adventure, it is through challenging ourselves that we are able to evolve into better human beings. We are able to realize our potential and become our best selves. And that is why you are here. That is why all of us are here. And now the visibility that I have in terms of when we'll get to fly, it's not very positive because at least in Maharashtra area or Pune area, it is looking that we may be shut down for another month, which kind of brings us to the end of the season. And then we used to travel to Europe in June, but even that looks kind of out of reach now. Then the next tour we used to organize is Bali, which is the first glimmer of hope that we see. So we haven't canceled our tickets or bookings. So that is on for now, and we hope fingers crossed that things kind of settle down and we're able to do a Bali tour. And probably then we really hope that the next season we are really ready to start flying again. So that is the kind of situation we are in. I think the first way to confront this challenge is to totally and absolutely and wholeheartedly accept it. And once you accept it, you're in a greater field of possibilities, and then we decide what to do. So now that we have a lot of time with ourselves, and I will just share my experience with paragliding. I've spent about 25 years in this sport, flying myself and teaching flying at various levels. And I have realized, of course, the sport is amazing and it's beautiful and it really transforms us as people and gives us amazing, experiences. At the same time, it's something dangerous that we are doing. We cannot forget the risk aspect of this sport. It is something dangerous that we are doing. We have fatal accidents. We also injure ourselves, and that remains as a very much inherent part of this kind of sport. So I had a few meetings with my team and with the core team as well. And what we like to do as a school and as a club is that we like to contribute to the knowledge aspect of the sport to you now. I know, as hobby pilots, you guys, most of you all live quite busy lives, and you are engaged. Your jobs or your professions engage you in quite a strong way to give enough time for paragliding. Now, paragliding is a sport that demands a lot. I mean, we do come into paragliding with a very romantic idea. Whoa, I want to fly, and you do get amazing experiences of flying, etc., in a good controlled environment. But this sport demands a lot out of you to continue flying safely. Okay, you need to really know a lot of stuff. You need to understand the equipment really well. You need to understand the weather really well. You need to understand the aerodynamics of your aircraft. You need to understand piloting really well. You need to also understand the human aspect of it, the mental aspect of it. Being able to deal with fear properly, being able to deal with stress properly, being able to deal with intermediate syndrome, or being able to deal with overconfidence. And then if you had an incident or accident, then being able to deal with that and overcome that block and be able to fly freely. So this sport really is not a usual sport like golf or other hobby sports. this is a sport that demands, a lot out of a person. So we have good amount of time now, from starting from now till about, maybe September. So we decided we're going to chalk out a nice, a long-term plan for the club pilots to educate them to the best of our, ability in all these subjects related, to your safety, and to improve your knowledge, so that, when we start flying, everybody's like, on top of their game, at least in terms of knowledge, and in terms of the mental aspect of it. So I'll just share with you, what plans we have, what I have thought about, and then of course, after sharing with you the kind of session that we are planning, we like to have an interactive session. We like, suggestions from you, like, what do you want, and are we able to look after your needs really well? And then, after getting inputs from you, then we design, further. And of course, it involves everyone's participation. It's not going to be just, me talking or instructors talking, but you guys also participating in the process of, education during this long period. It's a good way to, stay connected and, be together on this. So, this okay so far? So, the kind of sessions that we, want to plan are like, more specific. They will be designed for the participant to get maximum value out of it. It is designed for your level, your experience, and it's going to be kind of like very classroom kind of an interactive session, things that we plan. Okay, there are facilities on Zoom where, we can show you slides, we can show you videos which are not a great quality, but we'll see if we can get better options, and we can draw diagrams for you, and we can really, go deep in this direction. I'm saying this will go in the long way, because soon you will, start your work, and you will get engaged, and you're really not able to give the time that a sport like this actually demands of you. I mean, you know how you feel when you go after a gap, for example, or, you had a situation and, you want to start flying again, and you go on the takeoff, and, I'm feeling not so comfortable as we're going to be dealing with all this. So first is theory sessions that cover the following subjects. First, weather. Second, mechanics of flight. Third, air law. Fourth, piloting. Fifth, equipment. Sixth, analysis. And seventh, mental state. So we are going to have theory sessions like the capsules that we have in the school. Now, what has happened is that the school is evolving every year, the kind of stuff we teach. So, for example, if you came and did your course 3 years back, or 5 years back, or 10 years back, I mean, we have a lot of club pilots who are flying around, but they don't have the knowledge that we are actually teaching in a 20-day course, for example, now. I mean, in a 20-day course now, we are teaching you how to read a sounding. And I don't know how many club pilots really know how to read a sounding, which is an amazing tool. And we get so much knowledge about the weather that it makes it so easy to know what kind of a day, what is the time I should take off, what can I expect in the sky, what will be the altitude today that I can go max, what can I plan, etc., etc. So it'll be a good revision for pilots who did their courses with us 1 year back, or 5 years back, or 10 years back, and you will realize you'll get amazing knowledge, which otherwise would take you a lot of time, and you'll get it in a very scattered fashion. Here we are giving you like a concentrated capsule, which directly you can relate to. And if you don't understand, you can even ask, like it'll be a classroom session, you can ask, okay, I don't get this. And it'll go a long way in making you a more competent pilot, a more knowledgeable pilot. So, so for the capsules, we will have capsule 1, capsule 2, capsule 3. We will, announce them, and we will write the instructor that is taking the class, and you can join and make the most of it. So that's one. Okay, these are theory sessions, which are capsules from school education. Okay, you can update your knowledge, and you can refresh your knowledge, and you can get more knowledge. So that's one. Second is, we're going to be doing sessions with advanced topics. This means these topics are general, and anyone at any level can participate in these advanced, intermediate and advanced topics. For example, mastering thermaling technique. We are really going to go really deep into this, so that it's really clear in your mind, and how you want to go about it. Cloud flying, just one topic, cloud flying, and we're going to talk just about cloud flying. Dangers, how to stay safe, etc., everything related to that topic. Demystifying SIV courses. We take up something like spiral dives and dangers, fear and stress in flying, managing gaps and motivation. So these will be advanced topics. Again, we'll announce them well in advance. Who's the instructor who's taking this particular topic? It will be mostly me. And you're welcome to join and have a nice interactive session, really clear the webs, and be as clear about concepts. So that is second. First, theory sessions, capsules. Second, advanced topics. Third, club pilot sessions. So now this is where you will be participating. Now we have a lot of talented club pilots. I mean, everybody's talented, and you may find yourself a little affinity with weather. Like Ashu sir is good with sounding, and he's got the background for it. Rohit, for example, is good with the instruments, and somebody is excelling, let's say, in cross-country flying. So we're going to be inviting club pilots, asking them to choose what they really like, and prepare a session. And then, of course, I'm going to be there, other instructors are going to be there, and you host that session, and enjoy interacting with the other club pilots, helping and sharing your knowledge with other club pilots, enriching their piloting and capabilities, and making it a wonderful experience like that. So knowing is one thing, sharing it is another. And here we'd like to give this platform to all the club pilots. You can pick up any interesting topic. You may have just done 10-day course, and you are finding something good, like this clicks with me, I want to share this with everyone. And we'll give you a platform. You talk to us, we help you design it, and we'd like you to host a session for us. So it's also a good way to learn to share, which is, I think, a very beautiful thing, part of our growing and evolving as human beings. Sharing is really high on my agenda, and I would like club pilots to take part in this. So topics can range from instruments, XC flying, weather, acro flying, any topic you can pick up which you think is going to benefit the community. It can be really off, but maybe somebody says, wow, this was it, and it made a shift or a difference in me, this particular session. So enjoy yourself, find something, and we do this. So that's third. Fourth is we're going to be inviting international invitees. I have loads of friends who are top names in the game, and I'm going to invite them to have a session with us. And they are big names, and it'll be nice to interact with them and open your horizons, and maybe learn a few things. Something clicks and you say, okay, good one. And they have amazing kind of tips to share. because they have spent a lot of time and they have kind of gone to a good level in their particular specific direction. So international invitees would, from manufacturing, we know some top names. In terms of coaching, we know some, top names. And then in racing and competitions, some big names in the acro world. So we're going to be inviting some international invitees to, have sessions with us. That's fourth. And fifth is we can also do some pending work that is due. For example, if your verbal requirements are due, okay? So I had a interaction with my team, and if you want to do your verbal requirements online, we can do the verbal requirements online, and you can get your sign-offs. If your APPI exams are due, for example, please contact your mentor for a verbal requirement session, or if you want to attend a verbal requirement session with your mentor, or you want to take up some APPI exam, for example, whatever level you are, we are here to help you with doing your exams as well. We'll send you the official exam. We'll give you a timing. You do it, and it's done. So we can do this kind of pending work. If you have verbal requirements to be finished, if you have APPI exams to be done, and third, it's we also plan to organize some mentor and mentee sessions, and you can interact directly with your mentor as well. Okay. Sixth, this is like I'm calling these sessions inner flights. Okay. Now we're not able to fly, but I'll just share something interesting with you. What made me get into teaching? So I have shared this in my TED talks as well, and in other talks that I do in corporates. I had this amazing moment flying on the Dholadars. I was at 12,000 feet, and there were dark clouds above me, little darkish, not dangerous but dark, and there were snowflakes coming in slow motion. There was a rainbow in the valley down below, and it was such an amazing experience that I felt like I share that I felt my whole life has been worth just that moment of exquisite beauty of nature. And I felt that I was one with it. I was the sky, and I was the mountains, and I was the rainbow. And it was like a Zen moment. It was like, we all get these moments at some high point in our life. And, in that moment of amazing and immense beauty, a deep, impulse kind of suggested that, this needs to be shared and everyone needs to experience what beautiful life or how much of generosity there is. And the only feeling that was coming from inside was just, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. My God, thank you for this. It was so amazing. And an impulse was born to, share this. And that's how I, decided to, start teaching and share this experience that I thought this needs to be shared. Similarly, I have been a big, fan of life and, exploring what life is all about and the nature of reality. And you all know, like, when you come to Temple Pilots and we have these, sessions at the lounge in the evening, and we have like amazing kind of talks, which are like, breathtaking, and everybody loves it. And so we thought that, we'll have a section, maybe once a week, a session on inner flights, where we just discuss some shit, like that we really dig and find, kind of in tune with. So I'd really like to organize these sessions at least once a week, called inner flights, and I can decide the topic and have a lovely interaction in terms of inner explorations, like what we truly are. Where is this peace that we talk about? Where is this freedom that we talk about? where is this happiness that we are all chasing, to go a little deeper and explore together, this inner flights, so fly inside. So that's another, section that I'd like to explore with you. And it can be interesting. It can't be very academic all the time. We need to, do this kind of stuff as well. So I was thinking like, maybe 2 or max 3 sessions in a week. We can decide the dates and days, like, Tuesday, Friday, and a Sunday. We want to decide the timings that suit maximum, club pilots, and, design them with a good variety, and that kind of take care of everybody. So yeah, we could do like one academic session, which is school knowledge oriented, one from club pilots, and one inner flight in a week, something like that. So that's what comes to my mind. So yeah, so that's from me about the session that we are planning. I think we like to open the house and have a kind of a lovely interactive session. We like if you have any questions or suggestions, please shoot. And yeah, let's take it from here. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Whoever wants to ask a question, he can use a raise hand option or type in the chat. Anyone?
No questions?
No questions.
Was that so good?
Or so bad?
Okay,
Or so bad?
Prashant sir, I'm unmuting you, okay? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, now I will just a couple of things. Now, for example, these classes that you plan to hold. Now,
Yeah.
if a person is not able to attend it for whatever reason, so if he misses out on one session, how does he go forward with the catching up on the session before? See, because your session that you plan to have, your capsules, they may not fit into everybody's program. Though we all are sitting at home, but it could be anything happening at home also. So there's some way we have to catch up with that, or we can catch up later, or we have to be there at that time whenever the capsule is being conducted.
Ninad, can you answer that? Ninad.
Yeah, Abhi, we can record the session and send it to the person interested, like, record a session, but it won't be interactive as such.
Yeah, I agree. So basically, something is better than nothing. Instead of just totally missing out on the session, probably if somebody can just go through a capsule of what really transpired in that, so they can at least come to some power with whatever they have missed out on.
Yeah, and in case if you have questions, you can send it directly to the instructor, whoever is conducting the session.
Okay.
I guess Vivek Munkar sir wants to ask a question. Okay, Vivek sir, go ahead.
Nice to see you guys.
Hi, sir.
Hi. You're back in Pune?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, I have got a back road to reach Pavna. I've
Sorry?
never flown there. I've got a back road from here. So I can go from here without going to the city of Pune. I can take a Pavna, your flying site where I've never flown before. Can we organize a secret fly in there?
Well, you mentioned it is not a secret anymore.
No, this is only for temple pilots.
Well, there's a police station, the Pavna police station, which is in Pavna Nagar.
Okay.
And, when we were flying, just before the lockdown, these guys had, come and, told us, stop this. Even just in a couple of days before the lockdown itself.
Okay.
So, like nowadays, everybody's got a phone. They see something, they call, and these guys are there, next moment, and you don't know, they'll probably confiscate the equipment, etc. Will be really risky, I feel.
Okay.
Although a great idea, and I'm not surprised it's coming from you.
I like to break the law very often. So
I know.
I thought maybe we.
But thank you for putting a smile on all our faces.
I've still got a secret site right behind my house.
I know,
think
I've flown there.
We know we've flown there.
Yeah, I know that one. You should
Yeah,
try that
it's
one.
about yeah, but I need company. I won't like to do it alone.
Please don't.
Good idea.
Tell him don't.
Because do it alone earlier. I used to sneak up to the top in the morning, early morning.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I just to tell my wife I'm going for a walk
Yeah.
and carry the paraglider with me. I used to go up and I used to just take off and land. It was just top to bottom, but it was very satisfying. Just take off and
Yeah.
land.
In summers, you can soar there. It's quite soarable.
So I've seen soaring there, but I did soar that site on hang gliders earlier
Yeah.
when the wind is decent strong.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So,
I'd love to find out this secret site.
You flown there, I think, with Molly Hills.
Mowley Hills.
We used to go to Khadakwasla. Were you there?
No, I haven't flown.
It's before your time.
So,
Yeah.
so what comes to my mind is that if any pilot, does this secret kind of flying, and then somebody catches and it draws a little bit of attention here and there, they will come a little strongly on letting us start, and they might play a little hard. So yeah, I like to be careful for the larger community, to not get the brunt of it, I would say.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait.
Sorry
for
about that.
thing to open up.
Yeah.
Hey
Oh.
guys, I have a question. So, while we are reading all literature a lot of while, we come across parts of text that is really difficult to comprehend, probably because we are still inexperienced pilots. So, can there be some part wherein we could send across those excerpts from the relevant literature, and we could have a session that could address that, or if it's not much of content to cover in one session, or it's very little content to cover in a broader session, somewhere we could just plug it. I was just thinking about that.
So yeah, no, what comes to my mind is you can just mail it, just mail it to me, and I can then collate and get few together and create a session out of it. So yeah, that's a good idea. And if you encounter something, or I'll just discuss with the team, we can create a platform where you just throw in the question, and there are various pilots. But you could do this on the club page as well. So yeah, just throw it there, and then let the people kind of come up with their interpretations, and instructors, of course, we are there to help the right understanding to come. And so club page is a good place for this. I would also recommend that let's have some activity going on the club page. If you want to share your old pictures, or we're also thinking like everyone put a little profile with your experience. We'll design a profile. Everyone puts their picture and little experience, so everybody knows everybody. We don't know so many club pilots, so how do we know the community better? So Ninad and me will design a kind of a template where just you put your picture and you put your experience, where you are, location, Allah, and post in the club, and everybody gets to know you. And other than that, you want to share, like you can have something like post your best picture, have a fun kind of contest, like post your best flying picture or funny flying picture. And we can also start quizzes if you want on the club page, like you used to. And this kind of activity, like it is not a school activity, it is a club activity, and people can take initiatives and go ahead with these things on the club page.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, because I was reading through Bruce's book about 25 ways to fly better, and then I think as a new pilot, there's so many things that I still don't understand, and then they talk about at such an advanced level, it just becomes so difficult to understand. Like a simple thing about how does a cloud form, and I think I can read through it, but then I'm not able to visualize it because I've not really seen it.
Totally understand it. We can do it both ways, either on the club, that's one, and we can create a session where we can take in such inputs and elaborate on them. Sure.
That'll be great. Yeah, thanks.
Ninad?
Yeah, I'll ask Ashu sir. You had some suggestions. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So what I was saying, Avi, it's an excellent idea to mix theory with classes on skill sets, along with classes on personal experiences, because that will add variety to the whole thing, and it'll keep it something that people look forward for. And this question that Pratik just mentioned, it's possible if people send in 10 questions, and you can decide that those 10 questions can make one session by itself, and you can take one session. Okay, we got these 10 questions asked last week. Let's kill it all in one go. Maybe because a lot of people can also learn from that. That's also a good thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Fully agree with you, sir.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Prashant sir.
Yeah, okay. Avi, so like what was just discussed a while back, these sessions would be a good idea to be posted on something like a common forum, because a couple of people could have the same question. So when you post that one question on a common platform, then everybody can really go through it and they all come to the same level. So you could have a personal session too, but it's a better idea to put it on a public forum where 10 other people can read that also, and if not totally, at least conveys to that same level also. A lot of people could have similar questions, but that one question could answer so many people at the same time.
Yes, that's what Ashu sir was saying as well. That,
yes, I know.
We could post it on the club page, and you can mail it to me directly also. Once I get 3, 4, 5 together, and we make a session out of it, and announce the questions, and we make a session out of it, and kill them all together, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Next.
Anyone else?
Sure.
Hi, Suhani. So nice to see you, Siri.
So, okay, if there are no questions, there is something else that I wanted to share. Ninad, any questions, or should I continue?
Yeah, we can continue. Shabad, I've answered him privately.
Okay.
Bela.
Shabad, you can ask the question, if it may help others as well, if you want. Shabad, you want to come in with a question?
No.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you all. It's not really a question. It was just that in case other sessions, is there a way to record them so you can review them later as well? Like you can go back to them, or if you missed it, you can look at it at your own time, because this is priceless stuff, and we have the liberty of time to focus on the ground right now, make a real solid base. So it's not something you would want to miss. So there's a way to record it, and then even if you attended the session, you can maybe want to go back and review it again. If there's a facility to do that, it would be.
Yeah, Shabad, there is an option to record. We can record it, but making it public, we will have to think and decide on that. But we can definitely send it to our club pilots, whoever has missed the session or who want to, go again to the session. Okay.
Correct. That's it.
Okay. So, I was also planning a session, on paragliding as a career, and paragliding as a hobby, and paragliding as life. It had come to me to have a session, but I would like to, talk to club pilots that, most of you are very passionate about flying, and most of you maybe would like to do more because you find yourself, being able to express yourself through flying a lot. And we have seen in our club, senior club pilots, they've all found kind of an expression of themselves through flying. Like Badri, for example, has gone into flying stories, and And Ninad, like, he loves, making films. Viz, for example, has found a kind of a niche in, organizing competitions and doing XC. And Sajid, for example, has found his, click in acro, for example. He's doing amazing stuff. So not only that, like, not only excel in some kind of, direction in flying, but I'd like to open the club, for people. If you feel that you have, something to contribute, if you, let's say, want to become an instructor or a part-time instructor, there now is available a very systematic education system of APPI, and we can take you through the journey that you move towards getting your non-commercial tandem pilot license and then assistant instructor. You have the greatest advantage that there is a school which is right at your doorstep, and you can learn to teach really well. I was talking to the president of APPI, and he's looking for to make Temple Pilots as an APPI center, in the sense that there is training happening every day, and after people do their APPI instructor course in a pro workshop, they need to work for a certain number of hours in some schools. So they're thinking of sending instructors to Temple Pilots to spend at least 10 days to get their sign off of having worked in a school. So these are requirements of you to work in a school, at least 3 schools, etc. So if you have a kind of an inclination in this direction, you're most welcome, and we'll help you with the journey of going in that direction, because it's just so nicely available for you. That's one. And even otherwise, there are so many options, and you could be creative enough to create something very special and new. For example, Jaydev and Bhushan, for example, have got into winch flying. They're going to be exploring that direction, and we are in full support of that. So see what is your click, and we are here to like fully I would like to actually motivate and inspire for the community to grow in a very beautiful way, to explore like different areas. It could be photography, it could be filmmaking, it could be training, it could be doing something in the tours, flying tours, for example, become a tour guide, or anything that kind of fancies you, and you find a little click inside. And because this is what I'm finding, having spent a lot of time with myself, I must share this with you, and I feel like sharing this with you. Teaching flying is a very critical occupation. I don't think you may have imagined what it is to have 6-10 students who you are totally, absolutely responsible for, and that they can surprise you any moment, and they can do anything anytime. And there is a risk lurking to life at any moment in a flying session. And your instructors are doing this day after day after day after day. It's like, it's a critical profession, like, surgeons or airline pilots. It is very critical. And there are human lives involved, and there's a lot of risk, and there's a lot of adventure. I just realized, that this rest period of the lockdown was heaven sent for my instructors. And, deeper layers of stress are kind of surfacing. And I realized in the first month, that you may all be experiencing this, that, we've not rested enough. And we are finding that, oh my God, I needed this. I don't even feel like doing anything now, This is very therapeutic, and to realize, like, that we needed this rest, and that we do a very critical, operation. I would like, volunteers, who find, well, I like hanging around on the site on weekends. I think I could be of some assistance. We could train you, and it would be a good, support system to the school as well, like, paying back a bit. I would like to support in some way. So that was the idea, and it came to my mind that we have a huge, rich community, and if people are like interested to move in this direction, we are there for you. But at the same time, it's a huge privilege. I feel that blessed that I am thought to be deserving enough to be able to do what I get a chance to do. So I'm not shying away from the stress or the challenge of the teaching trade of flying. But I also feel blessed at the same time that, so just wanted to share that with you. Yes, Nina, do we have any question? Somebody wants to say something?
Sajid. Call na Sajid.
Sajid wants to say something?
Sajid. Next is Rohan.
No, I'll share after.
Okay, Rohan, you got questions?
Actually, I did not had a question. Me and Pratik, when Avishar said that like he's gonna take a session on like paragliding as a profession, so we were quite keen to learn about it. So we just put a suggestion in the chat box that it will be really helpful if we go ahead with the paragliding as a profession. Like, what's the way ahead?
Okay, so we are going to have a session on that, and then we can cover all the different aspects, for sure.
Okay, anyone else? Questions, suggestions?
Sajid?
Just one suggestion. Now that we have this time, maybe it'll be a good idea to get the a little bit of understanding from the instructors on what they have learned. We don't spend time with the instructors on understanding what they know or what they find or what their story was. It'll be a good thing for them to share what they learned, how they learned, what was their difficult times, or what is the or what are the positive things that they learned from students or while sharing. So I think we need to pay a little bit more attention to all of those guys.
That's very beautiful of you to say that, Sajid. I really appreciate that. These are our, unsung heroes, and I basically, work with them very closely. And I would really love that, they get a chance to, share their story with you, and you get to know them better. I mean, think about it. This is village India. These boys, they didn't even have a proper education. Forget, getting a chance to get a profession. And here they are teaching a Western sport to even Westerners in their language from village India. I mean, this is a proof, that what talent that we have in our country, and if right opportunities are given, how they can bloom and flourish. I mean, these are like, we should be proud of these guys. These are like my real heroes, from the background that they come and what they stand as today. Amazing human beings, so committed. You know them so well. Each one of you love them. And it's a story yet to be, told to the world. And I'm really happy to hear what Sajid said, that, we'd like to know them. It touches my heart. And we'd love to have some sessions where, we put, people like Ankush on the spotlight, and, they talk to you and you ask them questions, and Kanpat and the others. It'll be amazing. So thank you for that. And yeah, we surely would love to do that.
Okay, Arif sir, go ahead.
Avi sir.
Yeah.
Hi sir. You were talking about change in pattern of teaching, change in techniques, and all those stuff in the beginning. So
Yeah.
It's like I'm a hobby pilot, so I don't have the updation of what is happening in the flying community all the time. So one session can you take, what was the pattern before? What is the pattern you're adopted now? What was the technique before? What is the techniques adopted now? What are the changes in the gliders, the models now? What is it, in which aspect of the change, where does it affect your flying? What in the technique, what we have learned before, is there any changes right now, and how we should adapt to it? Do we continue with the old one, or do we change to the new one? Can we have one session on that?
So yeah, like I myself, realized this gap. I attended some flying stories, and I realized, there were gaps. So Arif, to answer your question, like I said in the beginning also, the changes are, in every aspect. In terms of, the kind of equipment there is today, the kind of gliders that are flown, the flying techniques even are changing. We used to fly with a lot of brakes before. Now we are flying like trim position. There are changes in terms of, in SIB, for example, old school, we used to just teach, like one kind of, I'd done my SIB with jocks, like 10 years back or whatever. And there was an old school technique of doing the stall. After that, the backfly came in. And now we have a different technique for, A, Bs, and there's a different technique for stall recovery for Cs and Ds. So in terms of equipment, in terms of the theory we used to teach, in terms of flying techniques, yes, there are many changes and there are big changes. And yes, I can do homework on this and, prepare a session where I basically point out the changes that are happening in terms of, equipment and technique and, theory. So yeah, that's why I said, what propelled me to, organize this also was that the theory sessions we used to have before are not what we have today. Now there are 8 capsules. Capsule 1 is for P1, and capsule 2 we have capsule 2 and 3. And by the time you finish, 20-day course, you have done 8 capsules, and 8 capsules cover the 7 subjects that I mentioned. We start with the basic, and all subjects keep growing till the last. So that is why, if you want to update and if you want to, update your knowledge, we will be organizing these capsules. And in terms of, very apparent changes, I can organize a session where we basically mention like stark changes that are happening in equipment and in technique, for sure. Thank you, for bringing this up, making it really clear for everyone.
Okay, Jignesh Agrawal.
Yeah. Hey, hi everyone. Hi Avi. Hi Anita.
Hi.
How are you? I am so delighted to see all of you because that this was the last thing I did before the lockdown, if you remember. So really great to see all of you. Also, all the initiatives are very great, and I'm really excited. But 2 things are of my interest. One is the community thing, which you guys are suggesting, because even I also believe that a lot of learning which I had was through the evening sessions and the debriefing. So would really like to know that how you guys are going to take that those sessions. Another thing, because I just completed my 8 days, and I was like, the other thing was the next thing which I was going to do was my verbal. So that's also of something of my interest, that how to take that forward. And so I would suggest that if there is a proper schedule, maybe on the website or somewhere where all these initiative 4 or 5 which you're talking about would be there, and the pilots can, maybe they can do subscribe over there, or maybe they can attend there. So you already know that how many people are joining, and there is a proper information flow. Yep.
Absolutely. We are going to have a information board. We're going to be giving the information on the club group whenever a session is organized, or what are being planned, and also in the WhatsApp groups, clubs. So the information is going to be out there for everyone. It is for you, so you will know well in time, as we plan the sessions, for sure. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. Hi, Rohit.
Amish, you had question? Go ahead.
Yeah, hi everyone. Just wanted to know more about the equipments. There was some tie-up that you had with some company. I don't remember the name, but if you want to talk about that more, what is it that you plan to offer, and how?
So, yeah. So, we are in association with the BGD and NOVA. So I'm going to organize a session. I'm going to request them to come over, and they'll basically talk about how gliders are manufactured and what they are doing in terms of advancing the technology, using different material for gliders, design changes, where is the future going, what kind of gliders can we expect in the future, what is their thinking when they design a B, what is their thinking when they design a competition glider, what kind of performance and safety aspects are they looking at. So we will have this kind of a conversation to improve our knowledge about the equipment that we fly. So we look forward to organize these sessions. Yes. That answers you?
Yeah, kind of. But there was a message that was sent in the WhatsApp group, right, saying that there is some sort of a tie-up. So was that only about getting more details of equipment manufacturing, or it was more about making sure that folks here can get the gliders as well? Something else?
That I think was the message which I think Sachin had put it, because we got in a very good relationship with NOVA, and so we wanted to announce that we are doing a strong tie-up with NOVA. It has also been in our mind to bring a test center in India, because we don't have one. Like for example, when you get a new glider and you've flown like 50 hours, 100 hours, you take it to the test center, and there are a number of tests that are done, and you get a stamp. Okay, this is good to go for another year. And in case your glider is out of trim, you bring it to the test center, and we are equipped with the machines and the know-how to retrim your glider. And you'll be surprised that you may have done like 300 hours on the glider, and if you retrim it for you, the flying characteristics are back as new. So we've done a tie-up with NOVA to move in this direction to open a test center in India, so that the club community or the flying community in India has a place where they take the glider in case you rip it or you want to test it. So this has been on our mind, and this post was in connection to our good collaboration with NOVA, which are actually the number one in the world today in terms of sales, and they're quite professional, and we've realized they're very friendly as well in our interaction with them. The main guy had come to India, and we had some meetings with them. So yeah, so that was that. Yeah.
Yep. And one follow-up. I think there are some activities that you have started in Uttarakhand, right? You want to just talk about, because we got to know about that only on the messages. There wasn't any like.
Yeah. So yeah. So we've always been looking for a flying site up north, and about 5-6 years back, we had done some recce in Dehradun, and we had done some flying, and then we got an opportunity again in December. So we spent I was there for Jan, Feb, until about first week of March. So it was experimental. We had to spend some time and see what is possible. Some of the club pilots came and flew as well. And there were some local issues as well, because there is a resistance when you go to a new place. People get threatened by you, and so there was a bit of situations with the locals and the tourism department, etc. And then we had to kind of wrap up because of the situation that came. So at the moment, we don't know where our future lies in terms of the base in Dehradun. We don't have much visibility on that, but as soon as we will like to inform you. We didn't want to go very public with the Dehradun. We just wanted to share the information just among the club, because we wanted to be sure before we tell the world that okay, it's great here in come. And Good, we didn't go very public about it. We just kept it among ourselves. And yeah, so at the moment we don't have much visibility in that direction. We'll see, when things kind of start to open up, where we stand. But we would like to focus on the base, and we would like to focus on our tours to Beer, to Bali, to wherever we fancy. And in that time also, I'd like club to be more active. Like we were planning, some club pilots got together that okay, we are a group of friends together, and we like to go, let's say to NSC or to some place that you fancy, Brazil. My group of 8, Brazil, and we'll be happy if it's off season to have one instructor accompany you. We can discuss the modalities, the economics, etc. of organizing a tour like this, and we'll be happy to be with you. So if you make a group, or we can announce like, okay, we as a club, we are thinking of these 3 destinations, and if we have some maximum number for this destination, we can organize a tour there. Because the most amazing part of flying is that go and fly most exotic destinations. That's I love that aspect of flying, where I go to a new place, get to know people, see the culture, cuisine, the beauty of a new place. I love doing that. So also I'm going to increase our network with the APPI schools and clubs worldwide. We have a huge network in 130 countries, and I'm going to be connecting and networking with each school and club worldwide to make it easy for our club pilots. Like if you're traveling to some country and you tell me you're going to this country, and I can connect you to people we have already established connection with, and it becomes easy for you to have a solo trip in some country. Because APPI is designed for traveling pilots, and you can also avail an amazing insurance that APPI offers when you're traveling, which is not available otherwise. So you can fly with that safety, that the people, you have APPI network, and you get insurance. So these things will help our club pilots to travel and fly, and we'll be happy to participate in flying tours, which a group of club pilots decide, or we as a whole can decide some tours that look exciting. Because oh my God, the whole world is like, we don't have enough lives to be able to fly all over the world. Amazing places. I have a huge list myself. So yeah.
Next is Sandeep Hari. Sandeep, you had a question?
Am I audible?
Yeah, go ahead, Sandeep.
Okay.
Yes.
Sir, yes. Now my question was that.
Sandeep, we can't hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So my question was that after this lockdown, and I understand we also have a break in the monsoon for the school. So is there any tentative plan to resume the school operations later, whenever, I don't know, like maybe August, September, or whatever the month is? Because now I ended my course in Feb, and so now there's a longer gap. I actually plan to come to Pamna for flying hours, but ever since this lockdown and whatever, I was not able to continue any training. So the gap is increasing. So I was wondering if any kind of resumption of training could be done sometime after the monsoon. Is that possible now?
Yeah, Sandeep, we are just waiting. We are, on almost full readiness. The moment it opens, we are ready. But we don't yet have visibility in terms of, when. And of course, the very reason to connect also is because, this is a sport which needs continuity. And a gap, plays a havoc with, your confidence, your skills. And the whole idea of having these sessions is to keep you updated, and we're going to be taking care of people's gaps in training. We will probably organize some continuity training sessions for most pilots, when we start. So we are hoping, like, whenever we get a green from the authorities, we are ready to, take people on. We'll schedule and give you some continuity training to get you back to where you left, and resume flying from there. And yeah, I'm really happy, today, like, we have a huge club. We have some amazing human beings, pilots, senior pilots, who have like amazing attitude, and they're there to support the younger lot in their journey. And you'll be surprised, like, it's coming on a platter for people who are coming into flying now. You're really safe. We have gone through the whole journey, and we have updated our knowledge and teaching techniques and theory sessions to give you the best. And here now is a community that is there to look out for you, to help you, to guide you, because flying is something, like, I must say, like, I have to say, it's a dangerous activity. It's not a walk in the park. And because it is dangerous, it is so wow also. It is so alluring. It is so full of awe. You're in nature, and just being able to fly is like such a blessing. So with that comes, like, a lot of responsibility, not only to the instructors and to us, but to you as a pilot. It is not like a sport which it used to be for long-haired freaks smoking joints. It is for people who are have families. So our whole idea and the whole recommendation here is to do responsible flying. You have your loved ones, you have children, you have brother, you have sister, you have mother, you have father. So I would like to inspire and motivate responsible flying. By that I don't mean, like, stay like super safe, etc. If you're super safe, that is very dangerous. If you're not growing as a pilot, you're putting yourself actually in danger. You have to push, but intelligently. And we're going to go through these sessions where we bring in this maturity. We throw in all our experience to have you fly responsibly, and have the sport serve you in a very beautiful way to transform you as a wonderful person, so that you're able to explore potential that you never thought you existed. I think most of you, all of you, know what flying has given you. You didn't know, like, what courage you had, or you didn't know, like, what friendships you could make, or you didn't know, like, nature is so wow, or my little ego is so insignificant when I'm at like 10, 12, 14,000 feet. It's amazing. It's transformational. It's spiritual. So the whole idea is, responsible flying, and we are there, like, wholeheartedly to make you fly responsibly. So that's what I would say.
Nice to see you, Sandeep.
So yeah, nice to see everyone.
Malhar, which country are you from? Are you in right now?
So I'm in France right now, and I just raised my hand so that I could say I am.
So you started flying in Saint Hilaire, right?
Yeah. I started flying in Saint Hilaire. I just wanted to share a few words. I remember
Yes.
the time I was taking my APPI, the 20-day course, and I had two options of selecting Poland and Grenoble. And I am telling you, I asked Avi sir that where should I go, and he said just go to Grenoble. That's a brilliant place. I don't regret at all. I mean, it was crazy. I was there for Coupe Car.
We saw the videos, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I have never seen so much energy at one place. And the thing is, so I was telling this for people who wanted to take paragliding as a career. Let me tell you, I think Temple Pilots will be one of the schools with the highest number of instructors. And I've been here in Saint Hilaire and a few places, Lac de Bougot. And there, the instructor, the count is just 2 or 3, and they are missing English-speaking instructors. So this is a good place. I mean, if you know a little bit of French and conversational level of French, and you can speak good English, then this is a place you want to be. And I was a little sad that the Slovenia trip got cancelled. I mean, it's not. I was looking forward for it. I know I was looking forward for it, but nevertheless, it was amazing. I mean, good that this sessions will help me go through the theoretical content again, because although I am in the paragliding hub of the world, but unless you know the language, local language, everything is in French here. So the interaction and everything will help to understand theory better. So that's a very good initiative. And I'm really happy. I'm just like, I'm glad that I come to Temple Pilots, finished up the course, and ready to fly in France. I mean, this is heaven.
Great.
So cool.
Thank you for sharing. That's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
I mean, anybody wants to come for coupe car, you can. I'll be ready to host anybody, because it's just like 30 minutes away from my place, and it's happening in September. And all the pilots that we see on the X-Alps, Sergio Mora, and then I know him because I saw him last time, and I saw Theo Diblig as well. They are there. They just talk to you. They just hang around, and they're just everywhere. So it is a great experience.
Great. Thank you,
Thank you,
Malhar.
Malhar.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice
Looking
to see
forward
you
for
too.
these sessions.
Yes.
Okay, Ravinder,
Sure.
go ahead. Ravinder.
Hello. Since we were having a discussion on various flying sites and the flying trips, I'm just a little curious to know, can we expect flying to resume in Panchgani?
Yes, I do have some good news on Panchgani. And thankfully, the new government in Maharashtra is very keen on resuming paragliding in Panchgani. So yes, we are looking forward to having Panchgani opened. So I had a couple of meetings in a positive direction. So yeah, fingers crossed again, and we're really looking forward to that. Yeah.
That's a great news. Thank you.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, Rohit sir, go ahead.
Hi, Avi, Anita. It's
Hey,
great to see you guys.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Very nice
And
to see you. I
so,
know where you're sitting in that corner over there. I know.
you know, we should have some party again here. Okay,
Yeah.
Avi, first of all, I'm very sad to hear that Dehradun not being the active base. Hope to have it in future, because they don't know what they have lost, frankly. Now 10 years in flying, traveling around, seeing different operations, not because you guys are my school or you guys are my very close friends. It's a world-class, professionally driven, and not just the school, but continuously up-to-date on different techniques and modules from what we learned back then versus what I see today is simply fantastic. So it's definitely their loss. So the question that I have, no, I'm not going to let you that easy. I have some hard one for you. Okay, sorry. Is there any good news that you referred to when you talked about the insurance availability for the pilots traveling to Europe via APPI? Because the last time I checked, and I just checked even now, they said that insurance is only available for the EU residents and Turkish residents, even abroad. So have we done any progress on that, that we can also avail that now?
Yes, there is a progress on that.
Oh, lovely.
So if you're traveling to Europe, for example, you log into your through your login ID to the APPI website, okay? And all you need is the address where you're staying. It could be a hotel, or it could be wherever you're staying. If you have an address, you can avail APPI insurance. That is, I think, 16,000 euros or something.
Okay.
Okay, which is actually, in a country like France, you cannot fly with insurance less than 16,000 euros, 15,000 actually, and APPI gives you 16,000 euros insurance if you're traveling in Europe. It is available to you.
Great. So we all have Malhar Mohite's address for sure.
Yeah.
That might go. Thanks, Malhar. Oh, by the way, you just did a mistake by inviting everyone. Now be ready for the horde.
Sorry, Malhar. We have other pilots also in Europe, Rohit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we have plenty of people in France.
So everyone don't rush to poor Malhar.
No, he can start. he can actually start on Airbnb by himself.
Oh yeah.
Temple Pilots Airbnb we should have.
Hey, thanks, Avi. That was a great news because when I read
I
those
can add,
the lines, it didn't indicate it. But yeah, if there's a way around, that's great actually.
Just go to the
the
website
AP
today and just read it again, and you'll find that yes, you can. You just need to type your address, and you can buy directly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
And
the APPI.
Rohit, we have a very close friend in Interlaken also, a club pilot. So.
Oh, lovely.
And if you have a situation, just call me.
I guess
I'll see
Mallar has some information.
Yeah,
yeah.
Just to add to that, yeah, I have APPI insurance, and it is very easy to get. It's just divided into two parts. One is a third-party insurance, and one is a personal insurance that you take. So the third-party insurance is mandatory, while as the personal insurance is optional. And but it's better to take both of them together. The 80 euros one is for those who are traveling for short time. And the one that I have is around 108 euros, which also includes air support if you require.
Wow.
So it's
So
very much
Mallar,
possible.
that's not applicable to you because you are legal resident right now on a work visa or something. It's available for any traveling pilot as well?
Yeah. You can take it for traveling pilot as well. All you need to do is you have to put the address where you're living, and you can very much get it.
AXA
Yeah,
also has insurance over there. Which
AXA.
with AXA with helicopter heli rescue, it's around 80 to 90 euros. You can take it from India too. I have taken for 2 years.
Oh, great.
1 year it costs around 80 and 90 euros with helicopter rescue.
Great. Thank you.
I just, sorry, this is a little off topic, but a lot of, quite a few members of our club community are doing some awesome work in these tough times. I really don't know about everyone, but a few names I can put down there is Dr. Karnam in Pondicherry. He's been working really hard with the coronavirus patients near there at his hospital. Even some pilots, I think Shabad also did some rescue evacuation flights. And I'm sure there are many other stories that we don't know. Vaibhav, one of our club pilots, has made, he's making masks in his shields, face shields in Makers Asylum in Bombay and distributing them amongst the authorities. Please visit Makers Asylum and see if you want to help him with that. He's doing some fantastic work. These are just a few names, but I just want to acknowledge, I want to acknowledge these pilots, and I want each of us to say a small prayer for them and, keep them safe because they're really going out there and helping people. And we love you and we are with you. I just wanted to put it out there.
Okay. Do we have more questions or are we concluding now?
You're on mute, Nina. Yeah. Hi, Avi.
Hi.
Hi, Ronak.
Hi, Anita. How are you? Yeah, I had a quick thing that I would like to share. Like you rightly mentioned that there's a need of a. Hold on, someone's in the background. Yeah, you mentioned that there's a need of having a testing center in India. However, we need not wait until then because what I understand is if you really want to test the glider, then apart from the porosity test, I don't think we need any equipment. So be nice if you could have a session around how you yourself can regularly, maybe every 6 months or a year, check your glider and the harness, and maybe we all collectively come up with a checklist. It'll be like to have something like this rather than having nothing in place. What do you think, Avi?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, you don't need too much of equipment. But Sach and me had, planned a trip this June to get training.
Yeah.
Because, to be able to, give a stamp that, okay, this is tested.
Yeah.
So there is a list of things that you need to do,
Sure.
full criteria. Then only you are able to give a stamp like they get from the centers in Europe. So
yeah.
The bigger objective was that. Otherwise, I mean, we can trim a glider. We teach that in workshops, and we can ourselves trim the glider, which is a huge thing. You don't need to go to a test center. From a school, you can, trim the glider, and the school can test it for you.
Right.
So to a certain level, we are there. We are prepared. We do patching work. We do repair work to the extent we can. This facility is available in the school, but to have a proper test center is the objective, so that you get the stamp. And to get the stamp, we need to be trained. We had planned it. We couldn't go, but there's a certain criteria that you need to check this, and this is how you need to check it, and only then. So, yeah.
Sure. Okay. Cool.
Cool.
We stop, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
Say hi.
Hi, Viz. Just check your volume.
Can't hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, better.
Wonderful to see you guys. Fantastic idea.
Hi,
Looking
Viz.
forward to all the sessions. Hi, Anita. How are you? Nice.
You, yeah.
Your place is looking nice. Give us a peek.
I'll take you on a virtual tour later.
Okay.
I knew Wiz would come in with a question. You touched a topic which you should have.
There's a lovely balcony. We see a lot of birds every day.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we see them tumbling and we see them flying around. So many birds.
Beautiful.
There's even a peacock that comes.
Oh, wow.
It's like really wow.
Amazing. Good to see you guys. Good to see everybody.
Same.
All right. See you.
Shoot.
See you again soon. Bye.
Arey, question puch?
No question. Just wanted to
Look,
say hi.
nobody's breathing.
What a fuska.
Nobody's breathing. Everyone's like waiting. Just because he said peacock, you can't keep quiet here.
अच्छा question भी पूछना पड़ेगा.
नहीं statement किया तो भी चलेगा Viz.
Okay, statement. So I just wanted to share with everybody that I know Avi's playing his cards close to his chest, but he's been appointed as the expert by the Satara government, the Maharashtra government, in paragliding. So that's phenomenal news. Anyway, I wasn't supposed to share that.
So if Panchgani doesn't open, you know who to blame now.
वो लोग को कैसे मालूम पड़ा?
किसको? That Avi is the expert. Well, his fame goes in front of him. Miles in front.
Oh yeah, let's hope this happens. It'll be really good.
Yeah.
Congrats, sir. Well done, Avi.
Oh, thank you.
Viz, we'll chat later, huh? We'll do a video chat later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love you. Good to be here.
Okay. So,
Bye.
anything else, or can we conclude now?
Yes, we are done. Anyone, guys?
Sajid.
Any more
क्या
questions?
टी-शर्ट है यार? क्या टी-शर्ट है?
Nope.
So yeah, thank you everyone from.
This is actually
let me finish.
a lockdown T-shirt. Free your spirit.
Yeah, actually. So thank you very much. It's been a delight seeing everyone, and hope to see you soon again. We'll be announcing the next session, and thanks to Anita as well. And my heart goes out to the strays. They are in hot summer, and they're thirsty and they are hungry. So if there's a possibility around you, see if you can feed these guys.
And put water for the birds.
So we do that outside a building. They wait for us, and yeah, love them, look after them. Now, on a parting note, for the dogs. Okay, thank you very much. Love you so much.
Stay safe, everyone.
Thanks, Avi.
Thank you. Bye.
Sohani, wait, let's chat.
Thank you.
Both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. How are you all?
Thank you.
You're good. How are you?
You're good. How are you?
Thank
have you seen
Anita ma'am, Temple Pilots.
flying video?
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Chetan. Hi, Dave. Oh my God, look who's here. She's also here. Hi, sweetie.
Oh, she came back.
So good to see you after so long.
I
Hi, Vipin.
I don't know who this Bela Shah is. Hi Bela, but you guys look as if you guys in a business class aircraft.
Yeah. They generally look like that most of the
Hi
time.
Vishnu, so good to see you. I'm not interrupting in between. It's really nice. I like your beard now.
Thank you.
मैं यहाँ बहुत दूर बैठा हूँ यार.
Yeah, you should
सुनने
talk
से.
to each other also. Arif,
Separate conversation चल रहा है.
so for everyone's information, it was Arif's idea to do start the Zoom meeting, and I love you, Arif, and you're such
Great
an angel
idea.
for us. And thank you for this idea. Thanks
It's a
to you.
stolen idea. It's a stolen idea.
It's okay, whatever it is, we appreciate
It's an idea.
Bible. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as an original idea.
Arif, bye. Well done, Arif, bye.
As this speaks.
The master speaks.
The master speaks.
The way he
So,
came
Hani,
in.
did you 1 second? So, Hani, did you see yourself in the latest women's flying video? Both of you?
Yeah, I saw the video.
You're almost the stars Nina has made you all. Very nice. Good it was to see you there. Yeah, Saj, sorry.
I said the way Wiz came in, as if he's going to make a full. I said difficult question. एक पूछ के बोलेगा कि have you checked that glider? It is now going to go into a spin. ऐसा कुछ बोला ही नहीं है.
अरे वो लॉकडाउन में है.
अरे you don't know what he's been cooking some amazing stuff. He's not in lockdown. He's in paradise. He's not even in Bombay. He's in his farmhouse next to the beach.
So lucky. Nice, good.
Wiz, thank you. Don't
Apart
fail
from
to
the fact
surprise.
that I have only 4 t-shirts, everything is fine.
How does it matter? I don't think it matters to you one
I have
bit.
to wash too often there.
Oh, wash na.
Where are you, Wiz? At your farmhouse in Karchat?
No, it's actually beach house. Yeah, it's Sanjan. Just next to Maharashtra border. Gujarat.
Shreya is with you, na?
You're lucky.
Yeah.
Good.
Huh.
I can smell some fantastic pulao happening downstairs.
You celebrated her birthday well?
Yes. I made a
Good.
cake. I'll send you photo.
Okay, send.
Watermelon cake.
What rubbish. Kuch bhi.
Yeah, I swear. Wait, let me try and share it here.
Rohan, how are you doing?
Oh, Bapu.
Fine, fine.
Bas, sir, fine. No garba practice.
रोहन को लॉकडाउन में नुकसान बहुत हो गया ना. He is not counting cash.
Correct, Arif, correct. सही पकड़ा आपने रोहन को.
अरे Doc, where is Doc? Why is Doc not saying anything? Doc, turn your video on.
Dog, yeah, where is dog? Dog.
He's just come back from the hospital, actually.
Doc, who let the dogs out?
Hi, Sajid.
साजिद कुछ करना है 1 मिनट का सबके लिए. Okay, now
क्या मतलब क्या कुछ नहीं है.
No. Wait. Sajid, so I thought of a session for you. It's called Flying Humor, and it's going to be a flying humor.
Flying humor.
Okay, you take on the characters.
मैं घूमर सुना.
Even better. So yeah, that's the vibe of it.
So, no. Sajid right now can show you how to do a spiral. Come on, Saj, show. Show na. Okay, everyone, please watch. Be serious.
And helicopter.
Sajid दिख क्यों नहीं रहा है?
There's a helicopter.
ये वापस दिखा रहे हैं. मैंने नहीं देखा.
Oh, nose down.
Arey, you missed it.
So Sajid, one stand up or even sit down, and a nice session, and related to flying, So that'll be amazing. You've done so many of them.
Yeah, I'll tell you how it was for me to stay with Wiz in our first beer.
We've heard that many times.
Yeah, other people have not heard, so I can do that.
Material.
Something fresh.
You need new material, yeah.
Okay, then I'll do Rohit in the last one.
That'll be interesting.
Hi, Doc.
Hi, Kavi. How are you?
You're in the hospital, or where are you?
Just came back a while ago.
All good?
All okay, just very busy.
You're a hero, Doc.
Yeah, heroes now.
Yeah. We get beaten up sometimes.
Wow, what is
shit,
that?
yeah.
What is that behind you? Yeah, Doc?
That's the ICU I work in.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Yes, Wiz, you look good too.
Thank you.
I'm all shaved and you're all there. Hair
Yeah.
up, all
Yeah,
everywhere.
all of them are looking like.
Yeah.
Everybody's growing a beard nowadays.
I think I'm gonna shave everything off now. Hair also.
Good idea.
Chetan, how are you? Long time.
Yeah.
Hi, Chetan.
Chetan Shah.
You didn't come flying, Chetan.
Some problem with the
They can
mic, I
hear.
guess.
His mic must be off.
Yeah. So, honey, where's your dad? Where's Yogesh? Huh?
He's out serving food.
Serving food. Oh, how long?
Even we are providing food to poor people who labor which have gone out of work, and maybe they need food. So, and we are maintaining the social distancing as well. We are properly equipped, and we are also doing best.
Look at these young girls. Yeah, well done. So
Fantastic.
proud of you, sweetie.
Well done,
So
well
good.
done. Very nice.
Tell your dad also from us, okay? Yeah.
ए रोहन थोड़ा पैसा भेजना वो लोग को सर्विस के लिए बस क्या करेगा
We'll send it for sure.
You sent it?
रोहन बहुत generous है
I
आपको
will
क्या
send it
लगा
for
रहे?
sure बोला
Cool. Should we say goodbye?
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Bye,
you
Abhi.
guys.
Thank you for
guys.
this.
Love you. Take care.
Been
Everyone,
great.
please stay safe.
Yep.
And
Bye.
you are in
Catch
our
you soon.
thoughts and prayers. Bye, Sandeep.
Thank you.
Bye,
Same here.
Rohan.
Bye. Bye.
Bye,
Bye, Anita.
Malhar.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Catch you
Ninad.
soon.
Thanks for setting this up, Ninad.
Bye.
Thank you, Ninad.
Thank you,
See
Ninad.
you, Niraj. Thank you, everybody.
Santhosh, take care. Bye.
Bye, Sandeep. Bye, Doc.
Bye, Avi. See you. Love
Bye-bye.
you all.
Bye. Bye.
Love you.
Bye, Vistaf.
Okay.
The